So this is Grindpad from the Netherlands, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
And you see, it's Grindpad, not Grindpad.
I know. There's no way I can say that like you're saying it.
All right.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
70,000 tons of metal.
The original, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise. 60 bands, 4 days, one cruise ship, only 3,000 tickets.
From Miami, Florida to Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
January 30th to February 3rd, 2025. 5 days and 4 nights mingling side by side with your favorite artists in this incredible fan-friendly scenario that has no comparison.
Go to 70,000tons.com and book your ticket
Now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's coming on. Here we go.
There we are.
Hey. After all, this might have been the hardest interview I've ever had to put together.
I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know where the problems were. It doesn't matter. We're here now, right?
Yeah, tech issues, car problems.
Less bang for the buck, effort-wise. No,
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, we had how much shit can you have? It was like technical issues, time shift.
I think we had some weird time zone thing, right?
Yeah. You guys want to get some chairs or something? It's looking standing over is a little bit weird. We have some. Just try and get this to work so you can see all of us.
Oh, everybody's there. Good.
Yeah, we're the 4 of us. We're almost complete. There's one guy who couldn't make it tonight. But... Oh, thanks, dude. Oh, nice cold beer.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I hope you can, there's Max.
Hi, Max.
Bruce.
Yeah. Hi, Oliver, by the way. This is Axel.
Hey, Axel.
Hello.
Here is Rick.
Hello. Who have I been communicating with on Instagram?
That would be me. Yeah.
No. Hey. So here we are. We finally did it.
Yes, I'm so happy.
So I guess we can jump right in and then see where we end up going. I guess I'm going to start with, you guys have been around for a long time, almost 20 years, right?
Let me think. Well, yeah, could be. I mean, you could say 2006, 7. That's when it sort of started to get serious. Yeah.
Did you ever imagine you'd still be doing it?
I don't know if actually Grindpad itself, but definitely playing. Yeah. Yeah, and why not? I mean, right?
I agree.
Keep doing what you like and what you're passionate about, and that's it. So yeah.
Wise words, dude.
I remember, typical thing. Oh yeah, I remember talking with Yanjera. The other guitarist is not here, so we are both the 2 oldest members, say. And we were talking, when we're like, I don't know, 40 plus or like 45 plus or 50, would we have like a blues band or something? No. Yeah.
I think once metal gets into your bones and into your blood, it's in your DNA, right? You can't not have it.
It definitely is. I remember. Once actually, we were talking about that because sometimes you talk with people and it's like, oh yeah, I used to like metal. It's like, what? I mean,
no, there's no such thing. It sort of grabs you.
I hit it. It's like,
If you say like I used to like metal, you're one of those people that was into it for a bit because want to act cool or something. Like you never really liked it.
Right. Yeah. So even before we get into Grindpad, let me ask you a question then. So I think everybody has sort of a conversion story, right? So if you kind of consider this sort of a religion and like a come to Jesus experience, everyone sort of like, for me, I remember going into the store one day and saw like Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman on the shelf in the record store. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to try it. And then like 3 notes in, sold forever. What was it for you?
Well, for me personally, I was listening to, I never got in touch with anything remotely metals. Like the heaviest was a little bit of punk. and some so there was some Dutch hip hop group with a lot of metal vibe in their songs, but it was still hip hop. Then I visited a friend and I heard the Tales from the Thousand Lakes from Amorphis, and I was just thrown in the deep ends, like no getting into it through like Metallica or Iron Maiden. It was just like throwing in the deep end, the deep growling vocals. And immediately knew this is for me.
Crazy. Anyone else?
Never ended.
Yeah, for you?
Well, for me, it was more like a soul growing in. It started in 88, 89, around something that with Guns N' Roses, Fate No More, Motley Crue, Skid Row. And from there, a year later, moved to Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer, of course. And from there, it went all berserk into the death metal, grindcore, the Bolt Throwers, the Deicides, cool shows I've seen from Deicide with
Glenn Benson.
I just had him on the show last week.
Oh, for real?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool.
He's still alive, right?
They got a new record coming out next week.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
I was
Yeah,
like, like you said, man, it never stops.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, but from there it went all into the extreme stuff, and from there it also went back to the punk, hardcore, and also eventually back to the thrash metal, especially the 80s stuff, the Exodus, Overkill.
He's doing the full biography.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I grew up with my dad always listening to Deep Purple and Iron Maiden, and that's how I was listening to. I remember I was listening to Deep Purple, and I was thinking like, because I'm the youngest of the band, and I have like every band they talk about that were like big in their time in the 80s, 90s. I never experienced that, so I started with Iron Maiden, and from Iron Maiden I went to Avenged Sevenfold, and then I thought, okay, I want a little bit step harder, and then I found out Linkin Park, and then I really started to like screams and grunts, and from there on, just taking everything. Everybody said, oh, you should listen to this, you should listen to that. So new bands, the more deathcore, and I think it's like 8-9 years ago when I was around 20. Then I finally started liking Slayer, thrash metal, and not that I didn't like it, but I never got in touch with it. But it was on this game, Guitar Hero, there was a song of Slayer, and I thought, oh, this is really cool, I should check it more out. And from there on, it turned to like terrible and worse, still the porno grind and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, in my case, I mean, my dad used to have stuff from Black Sabbath and Rolling Stones with the LPs, and then eventually, I was still a young kid when I heard with Michael Jackson, Beat It, the Van Halen solo, and then it was like, wow, this is awesome, and and the rest is history.
It's history, right?
Close to done.
Nice.
And then you start, going the route. That's it, because.
Oh yeah, because that's just what we do. It gets in you. So, Finger Collector Crew 2023. What was the response to it? Was it pretty good?
Well, yeah, I would say yes. I mean, generally, it's been overwhelmingly positive. I think the biggest critique that we're getting is that it's not long enough. So it's only like 5 songs.
It's an EP, though, right?
Yeah, it's 5 songs, 2 of which are covers. And, well, one song is a cover from a song that pretty much nobody knows. So I would say, like, people get 4 new songs, technically, and one's an Anthrax cover. But I think if the biggest critique that you're getting is that there's not enough of it, then you're actually doing a pretty good job.
Hey, that's a positive response.
People seem to really like the... sort of like the variation on display. So when you go from songs like AMD, which is like super powerful and aggressive, to Santa Cruz, which has a fun surf-like bit in the middle, and so we try to not be that like too stereotypical about things, and do some experimenting every once in a while within the boundaries of the stuff that we like. And then I think we got pretty good and positive responses to that. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Are you currently working on new stuff?
Yes. We don't have anything real to announce right now, because Grindpad, if you look back at our track record, we're not the fastest riding band in the world, to put it mildly. So it will be a while off, but there's always something in the works.
But that's why it's good. I mean, we don't just have to like poop it out. It's
Nice, right?
and we take our time, and maybe it's not that good for the fans in that sense, but that's why also until it really feels good and in the bones, yeah, this is it.
It takes a while because we keep reiterating on songs a lot usually, and then while we're playing them and getting into our system, we feel like this could change a little bit to be a little bit more aggressive or have a bit better vibe. And I think that's sort of like slow cooking process in
and
the
the
end.
arrangements.
Yeah, the arrangements.
Arranging. We rearrange constantly the stuff until finally it brews into the.
It's not just about a few riffs and just fling a song together. It's like it needs to be a proper song, and that.
But how do you know when it's done? How do you know when it's hit the temperature and it's done cooking?
I think you just feel like this flows perfectly. It has the right vibe that we're looking for, and then at some point you also just need to let it go because like they say, right, art is never finished, but it's abandoned.
No, it's exactly. No, it is like that. So when it feels good, and then we start really playing it consequently as this is it. It feels right for everybody, then that's it.
And then we get the energy we want somebody else to get from it, and as the moment that happens, then we know it's done.
Exactly. That's it.
Are you writing these songs when you're writing them? Are you writing for how they're going to come across on stage? Like this is a good live part, or are you writing the songs for the song and then adapting?
Both.
Because normally when we write, I think it's mostly we write as a listener, not as a musician.
I think actually there's not.
So that is what, right?
I don't think there's a real difference because the kind of vibe that we're shooting for it's not just about listening to it. It's like, we want a listener to also feel like they want to like throw stuff against the wall and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's the kind of vibe that works well on stage. So I don't think there's a real difference between the two.
Well, but for me, it's like, sometimes you get these musicians, oh, look, this riff is so cool, so difficult, but you hear it and it's like, nah. Yeah, okay, I get, I know you play good, but give me something that makes me break something. That's so as a listener, like as audience, that's why I think it's.
We tend to joke about the couch test sometimes. Where we say like, every time when we make a song and you need to feel like you want to throw your couch at the namers through the wall, and if that's not happening, you need to go back to the drawing board.
Fair enough. When you guys have been writing for a while and putting lots of records out there, do you think about not writing the same record as you previously did? Does that make sense? I know you have to stay in the Grindpad sort of wheelhouse, but you don't want to write Violence or Sharkbite again, right? You want to do the new one.
True.
Yeah,
I think we did it with Finger Collector Crew. We went a little bit like the song Finger Collector Crew is a little bit different. Also, Santa Cruz have the surf bit in it. So I think definitely that's true.
Is it intentional, or is that something that just happens?
A bit of both.
I think speaking personally, I think it kind of tends to just happen because you start writing something and you say like, oh, it's a bit too much like the other one. So then maybe let's try to. Give it a twist or something.
But you always don't want to go too far, right? Because then you change your fan base.
True.
Yeah, true. But on the other hand, if we go too far, in my case, I wouldn't like it.
Okay. Previous band member always used to say, if you want to be totally original, you just have to put a tuba in it, and we're not going to do that.
Yes.
So you guys are, very comical titles, comical stuff, but
I don't think it overstates things to say that the Beatles were the greatest gift to entertainment and culture of our time, a secular religion, if you will, with their universal appeal and demonstrable impact on people's lives. I'm Robert Rodriguez, host of Something About the Beatles. With every episode, I speak with historians, musicians, artists, and Beatle witnesses, all in the service of fresh insights into the most joyous cultural entity the world has ever known. I hope you'll join me and listen to Something About the Beatles, now on Evergreen and wherever you get your podcasts.
is there something you want your fans to walk away from after listening to a Grindpad record? Is there some sort of message or some sort of takeaway?
Well, I don't think we really have like a bigger message to tell. I think it's more like we want people to sort of like unload their sort of like pent up and aggression and stuff like that
Yeah.
in a fun way that
and
like
have
channel.
fun, but
yeah,
it's not necessarily funny. I mean,
yeah, there's
I
a-
would define ourselves more fun than funny.
it's
That's,
fun to listen to, but it's not like funny as in we're comedians or something.
or like,
Oh, no. I was just talking about like the the titles of the records and the songs, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think what
it's
I
like
think-
over the top.
yeah.
And maybe that's why it turns a bit funny to be a bit funny. I think.
it's more like having
But it's
people
like the-
sort of like an outlet for this bent up, energy, aggressions.
Yeah.
Like everybody gets pissed off about a lot of shit during the week, and then you go to Friday night. We actually have a song literally about they going to a show on Friday night and just let it all out in the friendly, fun war. So yeah.
That's the best thing about this kind of music, right? For the writer or the the musicians and the listeners, it's so cathartic and it helps you get through the shit that everyone's going through.
And you connect like that, and that is the best thing, that you connect with the audience, and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely, and I think that works for every one of us. I saw
Yeah.
like multiple studies that tell that metalheads are one of the most relaxed people on earth, and I was like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Hey, it's free therapy.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you guys planning on taking this on the road?
definitely. We've done some really cool shows just in Germany, a couple like Berlin, Oberhausen. We have some cool stuff planned. Like what do we have on? We're gonna play like in a couple of shows in Holland, but maybe we're trying to go back to Czech Republic, which always been extremely good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean it's probably more in the pipeline. Look at it, Rick. He's doing this guy over here. He's doing our bookings mainly right now.
Yeah,
So yeah.
So if you look at it now, right now it's more like Germany and Holland, but we're also trying to expand to Belgium and also maybe doing Poland and England as well. But we have to see how
So
we can work it
Expanding
out.
quite a ways from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
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 And
and
we're
the funny-
actually also talking to Mexico.
Yeah.
It's not there right yet. So
One of the funny things, I think, if you look at, I think that's the beauty of playing nowadays is like you can reach the entire world, which is awesome. But it's also, if you look at our, like in Spotify, for example, where most of our listeners come from is actually the United States. So we would definitely like to come over to the United States, but it's a huge country. So we can't just play one or two shows and expect everyone to
It
listen
kind
to
of makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like we'd love to sort of like expand over the ocean, but there's it's really difficult.
Getting back to Mexico, I know you were just saying, I've heard from so many people that I talk to that the Latin American fans are absolutely rabid for this kind of music. Crazy.
Oh, I know.
He's actually from
Yeah,
Chile.
from Chile. So.
Oh, so I'm not far off, right?
No. I mean, it's a yeah. People there are just were crazy in that sense, because it's really like I think that it's been a thing of. I don't know in Mexico because it's closer to the U.S., but I mean the spirit is there. But say more in South America itself, it's always been a bit like, okay, it's kind of like the ass of the world, you know. So then when a band which is kind of known comes by, it's really an event. So then it's like, oh, I don't have to miss this, and then you just, maybe now it's becoming a bit more often, but yeah, we're definitely not spoilers. Oh yeah, I've seen them 5 times, so then why should I go now or whatever? No, it's just like, they're here.
That's interesting. I never thought of it from that way. I was trying to figure out why, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
I live not far from a big.
Before it was like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and that was it, you know. And, yeah,
I think people in general in that area are a little bit more hot-blooded.
And that is true. I mean, we're not afraid of showing that we're passionate of something.
Hey.
We're not afraid.
No, that's great.
You should see the shows in Holland where you play like for 40, 50 minutes, and like you really think people hated it, and then you come off the stage and you go like, oh man, that was really awesome. It's like, oh yeah, you were just standing there like this and doing nothing. I can really tell.
Yeah.
That's the same thing sort of here in the States. There's always like that. I mean, you get some pits or whatever going on, but there's a lot of the, the people sitting back there all stoic with their arms crossed, like you said. And, they love it. And I might even be guilty of that too myself. So who knows?
Yeah, but then again, I noticed myself, like I'm a little older, so I start doing that more. But when I was young, it was like partying and throwing people around. So Like
yeah.
the only person who doesn't have an excuse is this guy over here.
So getting this got old, so it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
No, but
How
there's
much
also,
more? Go ahead.
there are also like a lot of shit bands.
Definitely.
And that's the thing. I think that's the whole mentality in Netherlands, because there are a lot of shit bands. People are more like, instead of we're going for you, you have to prove yourself on stage for us. I think
wow.
that mentality lives more here.
It's kind of funny when it's actually
Yeah,
true, but
yeah.
I noticed one.
Never thought of it. What a bunch of cunts.
Yeah. No, but last week we were playing in open house.
Well, at least they are paying. So
Yeah, but we were playing a show. We were a last minute replacement as the first act for 4 bands in Germany, and like everybody literally showed up for the first band, which was us, and we were like amazed by it, because usually over here people start like dripping in, and you start playing for an empty hall, and then maybe at the end of the show is like half full, and then it's like it was completely packed, and we started playing, and people just loved it, and they were supporting us like crazy. It's like that would never,
awesome.
that would not. I wouldn't see that happen in Holland just now. Look.
So you sort of alluded to it, and it's always interesting to me. How difficult is it to? I mean, we're all getting older, right? I'm in the same boat. How difficult is it to keep doing this kind of stuff and to keep up with it mentally and physically? Because this takes a physical toll on you as well, right?
I'm out.
I would say it works the other way around as well. It also keeps you a little bit more fit.
Yeah.
Because you're moving around, you're bouncing up and down. It's definitely something that it is a workout. But then again,
definitely.
If we were in our 20s and we'd get like a tour opportunity or something, like early 20s, and like you don't give a shit, you just jump on a tour for 5 weeks, you don't care. And now it's like, one of us, somebody has kids, the other guy needs to have enough days off of work, and like I don't know if my wife/girlfriend will agree to this, all that kind of stuff, like, and it makes sense because you get more stuff that you need to take care of when you're a little bit older. But I think in terms of physical fitness, like that's not an issue for us right now.
No, not yet. Not yet, I guess.
Maybe for me, but I have broken and ripped every bone and muscle you can think of in my legs. So I have to do a little bit of workout, but right now I'm doing fine. So we're literally going crazy on stage, all 5 of us, and it's like a real berserk shark pit going on stage and off stage. It's really awesome.
That's the best.
So
Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep moving, you can keep moving. I think that's
definitely.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and you should keep moving.
don't stop.
Yeah, so you're just
Don't
gonna
stop.
sit. Yeah,
I agree.
fuck that.
So do you find your shows are multi-generational? Like, are there, people like myself bringing my kids to the shows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's part of actually what amazed us, because
It's super cool. Yeah.
at some point when a couple of years ago, when we started to sort of like make our comeback to and get a little bit more well known, you see like the older dudes like you and me and us, the guys standing in the back and go like, yeah, this is pretty cool shit. And then the younger people are just marching, and we
Throwing the couches.
Yeah, we have some blow-up sharks that we throw into the audience, and they're beating each other senseless with it, which is super fun to watch. That's like, So I think it's multi-generational, definitely.
So, yeah.
I think that's a really cool thing about metal, more so probably than any other genre of music, right? You kind of instill it in your kids or those around you, and it kind of stays with them.
Yeah, I don't know how it is in the US, but there was maybe 6-7 years ago, I was kind of worried that metal was literally dying and getting older, because like everywhere where we were playing, and also I was going to shows, everyone was older and older, and like there was no new kids coming back to fill that space. And then all of a sudden, I don't know when it happened, but
I think
a couple of years ago, it started to show up, with the
30-year cycle of of the new thing that it gets a bit.
There's like 17-year-olds with the white sneakers and old ripped Slayer shirts or whatever. Like, holy shit, that's so cool.
It's back.
Yeah.
And for us,
he's one of them.
Well, what I really notice nowadays is that thrash isn't a dying genre, and but because of its age, a lot of big thrash bands are quitting more often and often, and like death metal, thrash metal, black metal, they will live on. But you see like the new modern bands that, especially the old guys, are really like, oh, this is not metal. That's what I notice. So, but I never, I never experienced like that thrash wasn't multi age.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if fans want to find you guys, you want to give us your socials?
Yeah, sure. You can find us on Spotify. Just look for Grindpad, and then you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Obviously, if you want to get some of our merch, we have grindpad.com. We have a web shop. We send everything by ourselves. So it's we love it when people buy our stuff, and then that's a great way to support the band as well, because we can do new stuff. And I always love to see pictures, for example, on people in the US wear a Grindpad shirt or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's cool, that always makes our skin gives us goosebumps because it's so cool.
Also Facebook, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
Facebook,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to bring me to the end of my questions. Did I miss anything you wanted to cover?
I don't think so. I mean,
no. I had a thought only when it's only that at some point about that you said the multi-generational stuff of metal or thrash, because it's also it's like a renewal, and it is called the new wave of thrash. A bit
new wave of old school thrash metal.
Yeah, of old school. But they say, oh, you play old school thrash. It's like, no, we are old school. so we just play thrash. It's not that we are playing old school thrash.
We play thrash.
It was exactly. We are old and we play thrash.
Right, and it's still thrash.
Exactly. No. But that's what I mean. Like, it's not that we say, oh, let's play it so that it sounds old school. No, we just play it, and as we are old, it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
There was a thing that I wanted to add.
It's awesome. No, it also has, I think, a final word for you guys are in the US, obviously, and I think we'd like to extend a big fucking thank you to everyone who's supporting us, because, as I said before, we can see most of the people who listen to us actually are from the US, and we are at the moment quite unable to come over. So, we love it, and we'd absolutely love to come over one day, but we don't see that happening at the moment.
And this is already super awesome that you are interviewing us from there.
Absolutely. Thank you to everyone. Really, even if you just listen to a few things, a few songs on Spotify, that helps us. So and one day I hope to hope to have a beer over there.
That would be
a beer over here would be great. Or maybe I've never been over there, so maybe I can get over there and grab a beer.
Yeah, that would be really cool. If you're ever in Holland, you can always join us in the practice room. It's actually really funny. One of the guys who's doing a lot of artwork for us lately, he's from Brazil, and he took his wife on a honeymoon through Europe, and they actually ended up here in our practice room at some night. Yeah. So that was really cool. He's been doing art for us for a while from Brazil, and then coming over. Thomas, if you're listening, but that was super cool. So to have a guy from the other end of the world coming over.
Yeah, just hop on through. Well, cool, man. Awesome. Thank you so much, my friends. We finally made it work.
Yeah. Yes. Bruce, thank you. Well.
Thank you, my friends. Be well. I'm glad we finally made it work.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you.
I hope that wasn't too bad.
It's been a pleasure. It's awesome. Thank you.
All right, take care. Be well.
Take care. Bye-bye.
This is Krista Makes, guitarist and vocalist for Less Than Jake, and host of Krista Makes a Podcast, a songwriting podcast where every week I'm joined by an amazing guest to break down the writing, recording, and release of one iconic song from their career. In our giant evergreen back catalog of episodes, we've had rock legends such as Dee Snider and Huey Lewis, punk rock favorites like Mark Hoppus, Fat Mike, and Brett Gurewitz, and up-and-coming artists of today such as Liz Stokes of the Beths and Genesis Owusu. We've had guests from all genres and styles of music, and I guarantee that if you peruse our back catalog, you'll see several episodes that'll make you say, man, I gotta hear that. Whether you're a fan of music or a creator of music yourself, you'll take away a whole new appreciation for the songs you know and love. Krista Makes a Podcast is available for free on all the places you could possibly listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out every Monday.